This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and everything is mine. I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and all of it is mine. Ooh, I can't help but smile. Reinventing myself, I'm me and nobody else. I'm reinventing myself, I'm me and nobody else. Ooh, I can't.
Rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, doesn't matter who the host is, because you know what it is. It's Whip 'em Out Wednesday. That's the important part. So maybe we should talk about that as we start. Anyways, today is Wednesday, May the 24th of 2023, day 144th. Of the year, and only 221 days left to go. Anyways, we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then we are hanging out with our friends and colleagues at that other place.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Yes, some infiltration, Radio Big. That is actually what happens. What we do, what we talk about, and all the other fun stuff inside of the multiverse. So that's for sure, the things that are going on, hanging out and doing all the things. So anyways, I guess we should talk about this because I like to talk about everything that's going on inside of the world. Today's a big day. Today's a big day. If you do not know, today we drop our newest podcast, into our multiverse of things. So, yes, a hot podcast with no name with Andrea Baker and Matt Florio will be available today on your favorite podcatchers. Yes, it is presented by Safety FM. Glad that you decided to join the crew here. But yes, that is what's going on. So I would be looking today for a hot podcast with no name. It'll be readily available today if you're looking at the multiverse of things that we have available. So would love for you to take a listen. It is going to be a mini drop, which is kind of a cool thing. So what does that mean? You will get 5 episodes today. Yeah, 5 episodes, shooting them out right out of the gate. That way you can take a listen to what's going on. The trailer's already there. You'll take a look today as they do drop-y-oppy, and they are readily available for you. So really glad to have them joining our little group here in regards to the stuff that we do. You know, if you don't know this, Safety FM has all kinds of interesting stuff in regards of the world of safety. All you have to do is go to the website and see the plethora, yes, because it is a plethora of different shows that we have available throughout our network. So besides that we are a radio station, we also have a crap load of different podcasts that are available to you to download and take a listen to for the best price ever. Free. Yep. All it's going to cost you is your time. So there you go. You determine what exactly that's worth to you. So there it is. So let's start talking right away about the things that are going on inside of the multiverse. So let's do this. Let's talk about what is trending.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so looking around at what is trending and what will be on tap today, let's talk about some different stuff that is going on right now. British seagulls are making off with marijuana and getting stoned in the process, and a roommate spat over a freezer favorite leads to a shooting. We'll talk about that as we get into the shit list. Mike Tyson says that Jamie Foxx suffered a stroke, and Hulk Hogan is getting into the cannabis business. We'll talk a little bit about that. Julia Fox is working on a film that she says resembles Weekend at Bernie's, and Shonda Rhimes says that there is one character that she would love to bring back. We'll talk a little bit more about that. A TikToker mistakes Yee's wife for a single lady. We can talk about that. And then also yesterday, there was some news that were making the sequences about Elon Musk and Ron DeSantis. We'll talk about that as we get into the news stuff of everything that goes on inside of this world. So with that being said, let me talk to you a little bit in regards of what we do and how we kind of hang and do all that kind of fun stuff in case you're new to this whole thing. What we do is we talk about safety in the news and safety. That's kind of the main thing. And then it's followed by bringing in some professional broadcasters to let you know what the hell is going on inside of the world of the sequence, because I think that those things are important as we are talking. So keep that in mind as we are sequencing through the whole thing. So that will be one of those aspects that we do talk about and do everything that is going on inside of this world. Also, if you want to interact with the show, if you are on the video streamers, it's kind of interesting to see. It does say callinradio.com to get you moving and grooving inside of what the hell we have going on. So that will kind of give you the move to do things if you want to do it in that particular fashion. If you don't want to do it in that particular fashion, that's fine too. So that's the way to get us to the video messaging, audio messaging, and text messaging is the call-in radio aspect. Outside of that, here's what happens. If you want to take a look at the video side, there is a video that is available. It's on most social media platforms, most of the time in real time. Some of them might be delayed depending on where the hell you're hanging out, so just keep that in mind too. Or you can go to our website, radiobig.fm or safetyfm.com. Click on the section that says visual radio, and that will get you moving. That seems like we've done all the goody-goodies in regards to getting that set up for you, so just keep that in mind as we are talking. With that being said, here's what's going to happen. We're going to bring in the pros, the pro broadcasters. They're going to talk about what's going on. We're going to have a main story towards the middle of this thing, somewhere not dead middle, but somewhere close to the middle, about 32 minutes in, just so you know. And that's it. We do it again. We call it a day, and we move forward to hour 2 and 3. That's all related to entertainment, news, and music. And that's the Jay Allen in the Morning Show. Hour 1's referred to as a Rated R Safety Show. And then we do everything from there. Kind of easy peasy, as a friend of mine loves to say. And then we get everything moving for you. So with that being said, sit back, relax. Let's get the news started for you, because I think that that's what we need to go to next.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Mayfield. Ron DeSantis will reportedly launch his presidential bid with Elon Musk. Musk teased the event that will be on Twitter Wednesday night with Florida's Republican governor, calling it quite an announcement. Musk added this is a first-time ever event and there will be an unscripted Q&A. DeSantis became governor in 2018 and trails former President Trump by a wide margin in every poll. During a virtual appearance in a Manhattan courtroom Tuesday, former President Trump was warned by a judge that he could potentially be sanctioned if he violates a court order. Brian Shook explains.
Trump appeared with his defense team only speaking to say, "I do," when Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Juan Merchan asked if he had a copy of the court order. This order bans Trump from speaking publicly about evidence in the Stormy Daniels hush money case. Trump has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him, and the next court date in the case is set for 2024. I'm Brian Shook.
The path that the Earth is on for climate change could put 2 billion people at risk with extreme temperatures by the end of this century. Lisa Taylor has more.
That's according to research published in the journal Nature Sustainability. The study estimates lifetime emissions of about 3.5 average people under current circumstances would expose one future person to extreme heat by the last 20 years of the 21st century. International agreements have set a goal of holding warming under 1.5 degrees Celsius, which would mean the planet would need significant reductions in greenhouse gas emissions. I'm Lisa Taylor.
And the Los Angeles Lakers are hoping to have LeBron James back next season. Both general manager Rob Pelinka and head coach Darvin Ham said they will give the 38-year-old superstar some time before speaking about his playing future. James told reporters he has a lot to think about after the Lakers' season-ending loss to the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals on Monday. ESPN reports that James is considering retirement during the offseason. You're listening to the latest from NBC News Radio.
Listen at your own risk. Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to announce he's running for president later. Washington is distancing itself from an armed incursion into Russia, which Moscow says it has now defeated. Allies of former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson say he's considering legal action against the government over new claims of COVID lockdown breaches. And Hong Kong airline Cathay Pacific's fired 3 cabin crew members for making fun of passengers who spoke poor English.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
The White House may be ruling out the possibility of President Biden invoking the 14th Amendment as a workaround to avoid a default.
It is not going to deal with the problem that we're currently having at this moment.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters efforts should be on getting Congress to act. The amendment says the validity of the public debt cannot be questioned, and some argue if it means the president could unilaterally continue to issue debt if Congress does not pass a bill to raise the debt limit. Biden over the weekend said he believes he has the authority to use the amendment, but said that doing so could result in a drawn-out court battle. GOP negotiators say a significant gap remains between Republicans and Democrats as they discuss raising the debt ceiling. Republican lawmaker Patrick McHenry said the fundamental issue of spending still remains, while Representative Garrett Graves told reporters that until the White House recognizes that this is a spending problem, there will continue to be issues with the negotiations. Their reports coincide with that of House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who said earlier on Tuesday that negotiators are not at all close to a deal. Negotiators from the White House and Speaker McCarthy's office are continuing to meet to try and come to an agreement before June. Target is pulling some of its gay pride merchandise after violent customers threatened several employees. Trey Thomas reports.
On Tuesday, the company released a statement saying since they introduced the collection, employees have experienced threats against their safety or well-being. They said due to volatile circumstances, Target will be removing items that have been at the center of the most significant confrontational behavior. The company has yet to reveal which particular items it will be removing. The decision comes amid a nationwide debate over the civil rights of transgender people. I'm Trey Thomas.
And former President Jimmy Carter is still resting comfortably at his Georgia home 3 months after he announced he was receiving hospice care. Carter's grandson, Jason Carter, said the former president and his wife, Rosalind, were spending their last days together. Jason Carter was speaking outside a mall Tuesday where local officials had gathered to name a road after the 39th president. Mark Mayfield, NBC News Radio.
You are listening to something magical. You're listening to the Rated R Safety Show.
It's always amazing to me on how technology changes, and so does the environment that we're in. And cyber criminals will do everything they can to take advantage of a system. If you don't own a home, you have nothing to fear about what I'm about to tell you. But if you own a home like me and you don't guard it with home title lock, you're inviting home title fraud. One of the fastest growing crimes. Cyber thieves around the world know our home values are sky high at the moment, and that makes us a target. The crime is scary simple. Let me explain it to you real quick. A cyber thief simply forges your name on a property sale form and refiles it. That's it. Now he or she is on the deed of your home and you have no idea that you're a victim. Then the person takes out a loan on your home and vanishes, leaving you to prove to the police that you didn't commit bank fraud. Home Title Locks puts a virtual barrier around your home title. The instant they detect any kind of tampering or anybody messing around, they help shut it down. Look, if you have equity in your home, you need to guard it the best way that you can. Some people might might even go as far as guarding it with their life. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you already are a victim. And enter the code RADIO. That's RADIO. That's the code RADIO for 30 days free of protection. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com.
To some people, the sound of a baby babbling doesn't mean much. But that's not necessarily true. By 6 months, they're combining vowels and consonants. By 9 months, they're trying out different kinds of sounds. And by 12 months, their babbling is beginning to take on some meaning. Especially if there's no babbling at all. Little to no babbling by 12 months or later is just one of the possible signs of autism in children. Early screening and intervention can make a lifetime of difference and unlock a world of possibilities. Take the first step at autismspeaks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Have you ever wanted to start live streaming and were not sure how to do it? You can start live streaming up to 40 social media platforms all at one time for as little as nada. It's going to cost you your time. That is what it's going to cost. You can pre-record, you can live stream, you can do a multitude of things. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to safetyfm.com/one. That's safetyfm.com, ONE.
If you think local radio sucks, wait till you hear our free-form station, Radio Big.
More sarcasm than a Mortal Kombat beatdown. Rated R safety show.
Okay, there you go. It is currently 17 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this Whip 'em Out Wednesday, just in case you're wondering what the hell's going on. So let's get back into it. Let's start talking about what the hell's going on inside of the world of the news. As you can see, the news is everywhere of Ron DeSantis potentially announcing this evening on the Twitter platform on what the hell is going to be going on with his potential presidential run. Will be interesting to see what the hell is going to happen. So be on the looky, because that's going to be quite a cookie. So here you go. Let's start talking. Court filings in FTX bankruptcy saga suggest that the company new leadership is preparing to relaunch the crypto exchange. Oh, yeah. Good luck. As a part of the corporate bankruptcy proceeding, virtually all financial documentation is submitted to the judge and overseeing the case. One such document includes new CEO John Ray III's billing statement, which includes items for work related to 2.0, suggesting he's leading the charge to reopen the exchange as a new and improved and better version of itself. I mean, at this point, it sounds like anything would have been a better version of itself. Ray only spent about 7 hours of such work, so it could just be reviewing plans that don't necessarily pan out. Speaking of bankruptcies, the large company bankruptcies doubled between January and April year over year, with 236 filings in 2023 so far. So what do you think? So if the crypto exchange opens again, would this be something that you would be willing to invest your moolah back into? I mean, like, seriously, would you give it consideration? That would be something to think about for sure. Anyways, Portuguese officers, firefighters, and canine search searched in and around the Array Dam on Tuesday in a renewed search of Madeleine McCain. McCain went missing back in 2007 while staying at the Praia de la Luz resort in Portugal with her parents. She was only 3 years old at the time. The dam being searched is less than 30 miles from the resort. This is the fourth search for the girl. After the initial one in 2007, two more took place in the area where she was missing back in 2013 and 2014. Another one was held in Germany. In Germany? Okay. In 2020, after a 45-year-old German citizen was identified as a potential suspect. And an official update of the search is set for later this week. This is according to AP News. So what do you think about this? 2007, now we're in 2023, and you're still doing search. So what do you think? I mean, as you know, and I know, because you've heard this several times throughout your lifetime, they normally say that 48 hours, the first 48 hours are the most crucial ones. And I'm talking about law enforcement because, you know, I use that magical they word that everybody likes to use. I don't know what they want to do, so there you go. Anyways, everyone had a roommate who steals food from their fridge, usually resulting in cold shoulders or drunken spats. In a case of two Kentucky roommates, one was shot for taking the other's Hot Pockets. Yeah, you heard me correctly. They're Hot Pockets, not their meat pocket, but their Hot Pocket. In this case, 64-year-old Clifton Williams discovered his unidentified roommate took the last savory pastry from the freezer and started thawing it out. The Hot Pocket thief then tried to leave the premises, but Williams intervened by shooting his roommate in the butt. I hope it wasn't buckwheat style. Fortunately, he did survive. The shooting has been the shooter has been arrested and charged with felony assault. So there you go. I mean, think about that real quick. You just shot somebody in the ass because they stole your Hot Pocket. Meat Pocket, understandable. Hot Pocket, kind of questionable.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so koi fish are going missing in Maryland community since the end of March. Nearly about 90 koi fish have been stolen from at least 3 privately owned garden ponds, according to local law enforcement. It is unknown how much the missing fish are worth, though the koi breeding industry can be quite lucrative, according to a report from the Smithsonian. In 2017, a grand koi fish champion sold for, you ready for this? I hope you're sitting down as I say this, $1.8 million at an all-Japan koi show. This is according to Fox News. I mean, I didn't know this. I mean, I have never had the understanding on why people get tattoos of koi fish. But now the understanding of them being worth so much, I guess I can kind of understand it. I mean, I don't know. People get weird tattoos. I get weird tattoos all the time. But that's neither here nor there. But what do you think about that? Koi fish, over 90 stolen. Anyway, seagulls in the UK are stealing drugs and getting stoned. That sounds like a fun time. According to the Daily Star, the birds are swooping down on people smoking the synthetic marijuana known as spice and swiping it. The drugs are reportedly making them turn into psycho birds, according to one spice user who had a joint ripped out of his hand by one of the birds, and he said that the bird went mad and started dive bombing pedestrians before finally collapsing in the street. Gulls will do anything for another user, told the publication. This is according to the Daily Star. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you've ever been around anyone who does drugs. I don't know if they ever turn psycho right away, just in regards to how they're saying that the bird turns psycho. And they say, take a listen to this, that spice, which is more potent than the regular cannabis, can lead to be elevated heart rate and blood pressure. It can also cause seizures, tremors, hallucinations, anxiety, and more. Definitely sounds like a drug you would want to try. Are you out of your mind? I mean, that sounds a little psycho to me, but that's just me. I mean, I have all kinds of other issues to talk about, I would imagine, in regards as we go into this world and talk about all the weird things that we talk about. So as I take a look around, it is currently 24 minutes after, because it's 23 and 57 seconds after the top of the hour. So why don't we do this? Why don't we bring in some John Smalls, let him tell us about what the hell's going on inside of the world of the market beat, because I think that that's going to be something we're going to want to know. So let's do that right now, because it sounds like a good time.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Wednesday, May 24th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets pulled back Tuesday as investor confidence erodes. Persistent high inflation, high interest rates, and a lack of debt ceiling resolution have taken their toll, and markets are facing volatility until the issue is resolved. Additionally, there are growing concerns discretionary spending will fall sharply this summer and lead to a recession. The next turning point for the market may be at hand. The S&P 500 is within critical resistance zone with key inflation data due out Friday. The PCE price index is expected to remain hot and keep the Fed on its current path. That is still the question to be answered, and the market generally doesn't like uncertainty. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Okay, thank you, John Smalls, for the information of what's going on. So let's take a listen to what I was able to discover. The Dow lost about 231 points to close at 33,055 on Tuesday. The S&P lost about 47 points to close at 4,145, and the Nasdaq lost about 160 points to close at 12,560. West Texas Intermediate closed at $73 a barrel, and Brent crude was at 77. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.54 on Tuesday. Bitcoin improved on Tuesday, up by 1.3% or so, trading just around $27,200. There was more than 3,056 flights delayed within, into, and out of the United States on Tuesday, with about 83 such cancellations. Also, tonight's Powerball drawing will be for a $190 million jackpot or a $97.6 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, I guess you have the opportunity to do so. Anyways, at the beginning of the hour, I was telling you real quick about Hulk Hogan. And this is not normally something that I would talk about on this show. I would talk about it on the other hour about it, but let's talk about it right now because it's here right now. After raving about the benefits of THC and CBD, the former WWE star has decided to launch his own brand with Karma Hold Company, the same company behind Mike Tyson's Ranch 2.0 and Ric Flair Drip. The brand will not only feature CBD and THC products, but also functional mushrooms, according to Karma presidents. No word on the name of the product and when it will launch. So there you go. Do you think you'll be choking it up in regards of the stuff that Hulk Hogan has to offer? I mean, I don't know, because it's getting kind of weird out there. So let's do this real quick. Do we want to talk about the DeSantis preview or the DeSantis teaser? So I don't know. Let's do this. Let's do it this way. Ron DeSantis was reportedly launched a presidential bid with Elon Musk. DeSantis says wife Cassie shared a teaser trailer of sorts of the campaign launch.
They call it faith because in the face of darkness, you can see that brighter future. A faith that our best days lay ahead of us.
Okay, so Musk teased that there will be a Twitter, that Musk teased with an event that will be on Twitter on Wednesday night, with the Republican Florida governor calling it quite an announcement. Musk added this is the first time ever that an event will be unscripted question and answers. DeSantis has been at odds with Disney, and political insiders say that his alignment with Musk makes sense, given that the SpaceX and Twitter CEO criticism of corporate media. DeSantis trails former President Trump by a wide margin in every single poll that's out there. So there you go. Just something to think about as we are talking and things continue to go. So take a listen to this. Sports tourism is on the rise in the Quad Cities. Yes, I did say the Quad Cities. Visit Quad Cities President and CEO Dave Harrell says that it brings in about $60 million to the community every year.
We've got a great portfolio of sporting events that we've hosted throughout many, many years, but we felt like it was the right time coming out of a 5-year strategy. Let's put a little bit more emphasis in and around sports tourism.
So he says that the Quad Cities Sports Commission was rebranded to Sports QC, powered by Visit Quad Cities, to improve economic and community effect, and apparently not to shorten the name whatsoever. Visit Quad Cities President and CEO Dave Harrell says that Sports QC, powered by Visit Quad City, works with the community, public, and private sectors, put Quad Cities region on the map as a destination.
So you want to have this really wide array of sports, because what that does when you're out there in the economic development world, you want to show that there's a lot happening within our community.
There's a lot happening when nothing's happening. That's what it sounds like. Take a listen to this. The days of Netflix subscribers sharing their passwords are coming to an end. Michael Scheidner with Variety says that there's no escaping the crackdown.
Pretty soon, if you are using someone else's password and you don't live in their household, then at some point your device is just no longer going to work.
The streamer began emailing customers on Tuesday about its new password policy. Netflix said that, and the email will be sent to members in the U.S. who have been sharing their account outside of their household. Subscribers were given two options to transfer a profile to a new membership or share with someone outside of their household for about an extra $8 a month. Netflix noted that subscribers in the same household will still be able to stream whenever they are, including hotels and vacation homes. So here's my question for you. So what happens if you are with someone, and let's say, for instance, they're in the military. Well, that'll probably be the perfect example. And they get deployed from time to time, but you still live in the U.S. and they go to a different country. Just asking a question. Or do you have to show proof now? I mean, that's going to get pretty weird relatively quick. But who knows? Whoever knows with these things. You know that people have been ripping off Netflix anyways for a long period of time. It's not like this is some major surprise that this coming out of the woodwork.
Always replicated, but never duplicated. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so take a listen to this as weather warms up, better saying. Rattlesnakes coming out of hibernation, and each year about 9,000 people are bitten by rattlesnakes in the U.S. Only about 15 die. Bree Tennis explains why the odds may be in your favor.
According to the Natural History Museum in L.A., you're 8 times more likely to die from a TV falling on you than getting bitten by a rattlesnake. Now, some scary things. They can strike you at a distance of 2/3 their total body length, but you can outrun them. They top out at 5 miles an hour. They can swim, and they can bite you even when they're dead. If you are bitten, there's anti-venom, but it costs $20,000 a vial. You'll need as many as 20. Animal control says to keep snakes away, spray ammonia, vinegar, or cinnamon. They don't like those smells. I'm Bree Tennis, NBC News Radio.
Hold on, $20,000 a vial, and you could use up to 20 of them to stay alive. Boy, why is it so cheap? I mean, I don't understand that. What the hell's going on there? I mean, just think about that for a moment. Anyways, Cook County Sheriff's Tom Dart is calling on Congress to approve an anti-carjacking legislation. Dart says the measure is designed to address the rise of violent carjackings across the country.
When you sell a car to somebody and then they have a gun put to their head and their car taken, that automotive manufacturer agrees to track it and give it to us. They're tracking it already.
Illinois lawmakers signed off the bill last week. The legislation would also require auto manufacturers to create a 24/7 recovery hotline to help law enforcement quickly track stolen vehicles. You know that's going to get crazy quick. You'll have some kind of X trying to track your ass down, and they'll be like, oh yeah, somebody stole my car, which is probably no truth to it whatsoever. Just kind of the way that it goes.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show. Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, nothing better than actually getting into a main story and then pressing the wrong damn button at the wrong damn time to do the damn thing that you need to do next. You know what I'm talking about there. So there you go. It is currently 32 minutes past the top of the hour, so let's get into it and talk about everything that is going on inside of the world of the multiverse. And listen, I don't know about this. I don't know about that, but I know about certain things. And the things that I know about is that we definitely need to have a better understanding of our starting points. And what do I mean by that? I mean exactly that. We have to have a better understanding of it. We can't just be Jimmy jacking around in regards of everything that's going around. Opposed to, just saying, let me say these cool things to be a cool kid instead of doing the things that need to be done. What does that mean exactly? Are you aware, and I am saying aware, about the things that are important as we go into the world and do all the weird stuff that we get to do? So let's talk about this. You know that we consistently talk about the world of safety on this show. We consistently talk about what is going on inside of the world. We consistently talk about having a foundation in something. And I think that ever so frequently, we should talk about the 5 principles of human performance, or human and organizational performance for some. And maybe we should just say all 5 real quick and then get into it. So if you're not familiar, it normally consists of these 5 principles. Human error is normal. Blame fixes nothing. Learning is vital. Context drives behavior. And how you respond to failure matters. And in some circles, people say how leadership responds to failure matters. So it just varies. So as you hear that, hopefully it's not the first time you've heard it. But if it is, how does it make you feel? Yeah, I did say feel, that feeling question. And as I talk about this, what is the foundation of the things that you have going on inside of your org? Because here's the gig. Here's the gig'em. Here's the gig'em as we talk about this. Think about it for a moment. If you have a foundation in X, Y, or Z, what are the bases of the foundation? Do you even have what we would consider a true foundation of something? Because if the answer is no, maybe that is the thing that we need to think about. Maybe we need to consider actually having a foundation. Because sometimes we kind of go after these things that we don't have a foundation about, and we just run, let's run, opposed to actually going, okay, this is the foundation that we need. So think about this for a moment. As we give that breakdown in regards of what it should consist of, human error is normal, blame fixes nothing, learning is vital, context drives behavior, and how you respond to failure matters. Some people look at this and go, this applies to safety. I look at it and go, this could apply to so many different things in your life, it's not even funny. As you go through that and hear that and think about it, where would you like to see that go? And what could you use it in inside of your world? I'm not talking just about work. I'm not talking about everything else in your life, but look at everything that it could apply to. If we have the understanding that things will fail, imagine how much easier to some extent life might potentially be. Think about it. I mean, I'm not trying to go into this weird zone for a moment, but man, does it kind of make you think. If we have principles on what we're looking at, and we have an understanding of these 5 principles to an extent, and also have the true understanding that things will fail, man, I really do feel that those things will get you much further than anything else in your lifetime.
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You are listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
Let's start using cutting-edge warp speed 5G technology with your cell phone. Let me tell you about my friends at mobile.io. They have an ultra-fast 4G LTE and 5G network that covers 99% of Americans. So they've got you covered everywhere. Think about it for a moment. You have the opportunity to take a test drive for 10 days with unlimited talk, text, and premium data. What is premium data? Premium data is an allotment of a cellular data that you receive from a higher priority on the network. You won't get throttled like you will with some of those, non-brand service providers. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to mobile.io. That's mobile.io to start your 10-day free trial.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't. Because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things as mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
Feel fine. Everything is in its place and everything is mine. I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and all of it is mine. I can't help but smile. I can't help but smile. I'm reinventing myself. I'm me and nobody else. I'm reinventing myself. I'm me and nobody else.
Okay, 42 minutes past the top of the hour. I can't help but smile. This is some Kid Penny going on right there. This still is the Rated R Safety Show. Hour number 1 of the Jay Allen in the Morning Show. Hey, listen, looks like people are excited about this principles thing. Sorry. I mean, I'm glad that we got you all stirred up on a Whip 'em Out Wednesday. It's important to do. It's important to get excited about stuff in life. Anyways, you can give a little streamer action to Can't Help But Smile by Kid Penny. YouTube Music, Apple Music, and Spotify. Options and sources, baby. Options and sources. Okay, so let's get back into it. Let's talk about some of the things that are going on inside of the multiverse, not so much the multiplex. So there you go. By the way, talking about the multiplex, did you go see Fast X, Fast 10, whatever the hell you want to call it? I want to know. I want to know what people think. I mean, I've already been told about the end. I already know who appears in the post-credit scenes. But apparently people don't die on that movie. Just little FYI action. If you died in a previous episode, chapter, part, you can come back to life. I guess it's like respawning to some extent. So there you go. So did you watch it? Did you go see it? I don't know. So anyways, with that being said, let's talk about some of the most important stuff that I will ever tell you in my lifetime. So let's talk about it real quick. I'm going to tell you real quick about this great organization here coming out of Florida that's called To Write Love on Her Arms. If you're not familiar with them, you can go to their website at twloha.com. That's twloha.com. Listen, they are there to help you find help. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. They want to help you know that people have been where you are and things can get better. Healing is possible. All you have to do is go to their website, twloha.com. Once you get there, go to the far right-hand side. Click on the section that says Find Help. Yes, Find Help. Has all kinds of information for you in regards of what is going on. Anything dealing with addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, self-injury, suicide, trauma, grief support resources. And I mean, you imagine it and it's there. Listen, you go further down, there's all kinds of information, FAQs, and the whole 9 yards, frequently asked questions, just in case you're not familiar with what that stands for. So there you go. Some things to think about as we are talking. No doubt about that. twloha.com. Click on the section that says Find Help for more information. Listen, this is a conversation that we should have all the time, not sometimes, not just only 24 days in this month. It should be something that we discuss always. So there you go. Anyways, let's get into some other news of some things that are going on inside of the world, because that's going to be important. So TikTok talk. I may have just found the dream job for like almost everyone I know. A company is offering to pay 3 people $100 per hour to watch TikTok for 10 hours straight. Ubiquitous, an influencer marketing agency, is hoping that it will assist engaging emerging trends online to apply for the TikTok watching job. Subscribers to the company's YouTube channel and send a message telling them why you're the best person for the job. Ubiquitous says that it is looking for people 18 years and older who are familiar with how the platform works, particularly trends. After watching sessions, participants will be asked to post their experience on social media. I would recommend that if Jim Posel, but I know how he wants to limit his TikTok watching to just 10 hours, because I know that he tends to do a lot longer than that. So I think the first trend you'll spot is that suddenly you'll wish that you've never agreed to be on TikTok for 10 hours straight. I mean, I just think that would be the first thing to come out of there. There's something to talk about, of course. Anyways, have you listened or watched the Safety War show? It does stream live on the radio and on the streamer-emers that we have. So if you have not taken a listen to Jim Posel and what the hell he's doing every evening with Safety Wars, I would strongly encourage you to take a view or take a listen, whichever option is available for you, and take a listen to what the hell he has going on. It will take some deep dives and some information that you might be interested in. Anyways, take a listen to this real quick. I'm sure that you've heard of eating fast food isn't the most healthy thing for you to eat. But did you know that eating fast food isn't good for you either? According to Zoe Science and Nutrition, eating quickly can cause you to gain weight because you're doing so much to give your brain time to digest. Pardon the pun. The fact that you're eating has been happening and your stomach is getting full, that what occurs most of the time is that the higher eating speed is also correlated with higher levels of LDL, which is bad cholesterol, and higher blood sugar. That's right. Researchers has drawn the link between eating faster and higher risk of type 2 diabetes. Want more? Eating too quickly can also cause acid reflux and digestive issues. So coincidentally or not, all the above health concerns related to eating quickly have also been linked to eating fast food that I've cooked. So there you go. I mean, I don't know. And also, on other hands, if I grew up with my brothers like mine, eating quickly was also linked to actually having a chance to eat. So there you go. So just some stuff to think about as we are talking. Anyways, let's talk a little bit more about some newsy, because I think that's going to be important. Take a listen to this real quick. Police are on the hunt for a group of masked teens that are believed to be responsible for at least 20 robberies and more than 150 car thefts across Los Angeles County. Detective Benjamin Castlebot with the LA County Sheriff's Department says that the suspects are picking up vulnerable people.
These kids are looking for easy targets. It appears they're casing maybe days beforehand, and they're looking for someone who is easily victimized.
The crime spree in Los Angeles is in Palmdale and Lancaster, dates back between April the 12th. 2 of the robberies ended up with people being shot. The LA County Sheriff's Department believes that as many as 20 suspects aged 18 and younger are involved. 5 suspects have been arrested so far. Also, Detective Benjamin goes as far as saying that the LA County Sheriff's Department has some tips on how to stay safe.
If you're a business owner, you can refuse business to anyone. If you see large groups congregating outside of your business, you can close the door, you can lock it if you feel threatened in any way.
Okay, I feel threatened. I'm closing the door. Okay, there you go. Anyways, Des Moines restaurant makes Yelp's list on the top 100 burgers in America. Take a listen to this.
Zombie Burger and Drink Lab in Des Moines East Village ranks 35th on Yelp's list of the nation's best burgers for 2023. The Yelp rankings are based on the total number of ratings and customer reviews. Yelp's list says the best burger in the country is found at Fox Brothers Barbecue in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Dave Bohl.
Fox Brothers Barbecue in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, that's close by. Maybe I should give a little drivey-ivy and see what the hell's going on. Anyways, take a listen to this. If you're a frequent flyer, United Airlines is announcing a new revamp at the Denver International Airport with amenities and new flight destinations. Josh Ernest with the United Chiefs Communication Officer says the company is very close with the Mile High Club. With the Mile High City.
We're not just an airline that flies in and out of Denver. We are here all the time. We are committed to this city.
Yeah, we're committed, all right. 12 new gates and concourses A and B are set to open by 2024 as part of the $1 billion infrastructure investment. The company said yesterday that will give United 90 gates, the most at DEN, or the Denver Airport. The company's plan is to double the total number of early morning departures and late evening arrivals. It will also add nonstop flights to 6 destinations, including 4 that are not served with any other airline. That's Dayton, Ohio, Greensboro, North Carolina, Lexington, Kentucky, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Denver International Airport CEO Phillips Washington is excited about the United expansion at DEN.
We're so happy to have all of you here. So we've got a lot of projects going on. We are accelerating those projects.
So there you go. Some fun stuff going on right there. Let's do one more real quick. Take a listen to this. The mother of a 2-year-old boy who was shot and killed himself with her boyfriend's gun says that she made up the story that her boyfriend Marcus Nevis Jr. pointed a gun at the child because she was afraid that his gun was being in their home. Jakika Redrick says that she called the police on him last week to get him to leave the home.
I want him out my house because he have guns. They can't come out to remove him because one, he stay there, 2, his guns is licensed to him. So wherever he is, his gun should be.
Kent County Prosecutor Chris Becker, however, says that there was no evidence to press charges. Redrick believed that Neville's had removed the weapons from their home as their son found it and shot himself. Neville is charged with involuntary manslaughter. Jura Redrick says that thought that her boyfriend Marcus Nevis Jr. had removed the guns from their apartment before the 2-year-old son killed himself with it. Take a listen to this.
For any dude thinking y'all need a gun, y'all don't. Put the guns down. Because as a gun, I lost my son in seconds. I lost my heart in seconds.
So definitely a rough story to listen to, but that's what's going on right there. With that being said, let's bring some John Smalls into our life, and let's talk about the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Today's quote was submitted by Jessica. Mark Twain said, 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover. I love that. Now, I think I mention this every time we have a quote from him, but I absolutely love Mark Twain. This quote is not necessarily a funny one, but boy, he's got some great quotes that sure make me smile. This one makes me think, and I agree with his sentiment for sure. Get out there and try some things. You might not succeed at everything, but hey, at least you'll have tried. This has been today's Motivation Minute, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're known for insurance quotes. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
Your Wellness Minute is brought to you by alessamorgan.com. Exercise is often talked about in terms of short-term benefits, better looks, healthier weight, and improved confidence, and all of these are important. What's also important is to give yourself the ability to live the life you want in 20 to 30 and 40 years from today. To lift a 20-pound suitcase overhead when you are older means doing so with 40 or 50 pounds now. To be able to climb 4 flights of stairs in your 80s means you should be able to pretty much sprint the same stairs in your 40s. To be able to lift a 25-pound grandchild off the floor in 40 years means to be able to do a squat holding a 50-pound dumbbell in front of you today. The data demonstrating the effectiveness of exercise on improved lifespan is irrefutable. But very importantly, exercise is crucial for improving the quality of your life. For more information, check out alessamorgan.com.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, 55 minutes in, that is for sure. At the top of the hour, we'll be going over to radiobig.fm if you want to come and hang out with us and do the things that we do, or you can hang out here and take a listen to Sheldon Primus with telling you about the world of safety consulting, because that is what the man does. That's all he's about. You know, we haven't had him on the show in a while. Maybe we need to figure out where in the world he's located right now and see what the hell we can do to get him on. Anyways, take a listen to this real quick, because this happened back in 1997. Actor Tim Allen gets arrested for drunk driving in Michigan. The following year, he would enter rehab for alcohol abuse. He has been sober ever since. That happened back on this date in 1997. If we're looking at some birthdays for today, let's talk about a few of them. Molly Lockwood, actor, turns 30 today. Matt Stoney turns 31. Brianna Howie, G-Eazy, both turned 34. Mark Ballas turns 37. John C. Riley turns 58. Rosanna Cash, 68. Priscilla Presley turns 78. Patti LaBelle, 79. Bob Dylan, 82. And Tommy Chung, he turns 85 today. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, well, I always have some of those for you. It's World Product Day, Brothers Day, National Scavenger Hunt Day, National, Eggerats Day, International Tiara Day, and Aviation Maintenance Technician Day. Well, that's a short title one, don't you think? It's also Whip 'em Out Wednesday, because it is Wednesday. You know what I'm saying there. So, with it being Wednesday, why don't we talk real quick potentially some whack facts. So, applesauce was first food eaten in space by astronauts. When you look at the bright sky and see white dots, you are looking at your white blood cells. Not a joke as I'm talking about that. On average, 150 pounds person burns about 114 calories per hour while standing and doing nothing. A wildlife technician once calculated that woodchucks would chuck about 700 pounds of wood if it could chuck wood. Some fish cough. No, really, they really do. And herringfish communicate through flatulence. I think I have friends that do the same thing as well. Anyways, take a listen to this real quick. If you need a random joke for today, try this. 1 minute your kids are babies, and next you're sleeping until 9:30 a.m. because they have iPads, and I can reach the cereal. So there you go. If you need a phone starter for today, try this. What's the oldest thing that you own? If you need something for the water cooler, try this one. 13% of people admit that they have hit this while driving. What is it? The garage door. So there you go. So there you go. That's going to sum up our time together. So thanks for hanging out, taking a listen to what the hell we have going on. Always appreciate when we get to hang out together. Also, don't forget about our event that it is coming up here in the very, 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 very near future. That is our Conklin Conference coming up in good old Florida, Orlando, safetyfm.io. Find out more information. September the 27th through the 29th for more info. Thank you for taking a listen to what the hell we have going on today, because without you, it doesn't make a lot of sense to do what we do around here. If I can leave you with a deep thought for today, I would love to leave you with this. Today is your chance to build the tomorrow you want. We tend to forget that from time to time. Seriously. Think about that. Anyways, I hope you are having all kinds of fun on this Whip 'em Out Wednesday. Hopefully, we'll see you at Radio Big at the top of the hour. Really do hope that. RadioBig.fm or iHeartRadio. Just look for Radio Big. Anyways, I know who you are.
Duh.
You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.
I can't help but feel good. I can't help but feel fine. Everything is in its place and everything is mine.